Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for us another episode of Talks with Tony. Yes, now you know one thing I noticed now, people who working for the devil, they'll outwork you now. They'll outwork you because it's like when you working on the good side, it's so much peace. It could be so much rest sometimes. Not I mean, you have spiritual warfare, but you have peace in the midst of it. And it just things be different. And so you could sometimes get lulled to sleep and you forget how hard the devil working. And so you got to stay in, you got to stay in it. You got to remind yourself to stay in it, work just as hard. Don't get out work now by the wrong side. And so I had to skip an email because it was only like a paragraph and it was like, hey, I got my heart broke. It was somebody who was like, hey, I'm 20 years old. I got my heart broke. For one, you too young to be dating. Stop worrying about love. Take real love university. Learn love. Stop worrying about love. And then it was like, he broke my heart. How could he do this? And it really was no details, so I can't do anything with those type of letters. So y'all, if y'all gonna write in, it got to be a letter. It got to be plenty of detail. So this one right here look a little long, and she put pictures. That always helped me a lot because I'm the type of person that I could read people as far as just how the world treats you. We get treated based on how the world sees us. So me growing up extremely quiet and not saying anything, I got to learn so much about how every look fits into the world. And so this helped me because I see pictures on here. I have not read it, but I will always kind of scan through to see how long it is. Hello, Mr. Gaskins. I am very grateful that I came across your channel. I watch your videos daily and enjoy the lessons and humor. If I had received your knowledge when I was younger, things would have been much different. I am 23 years old and would love your thoughts on my life story and the perception I give. I am an only child whose parents are still married after 27 years. I grew up going to church and had a good foundation. Growing up, I was also blessed enough to travel around the world on family vacations and participate in my hobbies, dance/cheer. My parents were always supportive financially and attended all of my events. They got along for the most part with arguments every now and then. My mom and I were always close. During my elementary years, I had the best connection with my father. I was a happy kid, shy, smart, and just enjoyed my childhood. However, as I got older, I didn't feel my dad was emotionally available, even though he was physically present. He checked me regarding my academics but didn't talk to me much about boys. I was never comfortable mentioning personal things to him. By high school, the emotional connection with my father didn't get better. Sometimes we would go days without speaking, and recently have gone weeks. I was a cheerleader all 4 years and received attention from a lot of guys, which validated my feelings. It was always the bad boys and athletes I liked and received it from. I had a boyfriend in ninth grade, but of course it didn't work out. I was kind of hurt, but soon got over it. When I was 14 to 15, I had my first sexual encounter, oral, then lost my virginity at 16. By the end of 12th grade, I had slept with 6 guys. Many of them were friends or knew each other. I was able to do these things mainly when I was home alone while my parents were working, especially during the summer, and a few times before my cheer practices. I know my behavior was destructive, but the attention/feeling gave me a high or sense of importance. And this is a young person. How is she? 20, 23. So y'all, keep it respectful in the comments and stuff like that. I moved 2 hours away for college and tried to focus on my academics. After the first year, the behavior started back, and I slept with another guy I known for a few years. In mid 2017, I met someone else from who was from my hometown. We dated a few months, then he became my almost 5 year toxic on and off situation. I had never loved anyone else as much as him, though I know it wasn't love. He went to the same high school I did, and he played football, QB. He is 3 years younger than me and was manipulative, mentally, emotionally, and verbally abusive over the years. He completely had my whole mind and took all of the common sense and esteem I had left. I always tried to be there for him and do him favors. It was rarely reciprocated. There were red flags within the first 2 weeks involving other girls, and I still ended up giving him nearly 5 years of my life. We went when he went to college out of state for football. I recently found out he was arrested before, one of the times for weed. He is now trying to get more offers elsewhere. Since we were on and off, he dated other people, and I slept with other guys in between us being off. This was 2018, 2019. Four more guys, three unprotected, and one being his homeboy, which I did out of hurt. I know, very crazy of me to do. When I was dealing with the homeboy, I let him drive my car to go meet his plug, etc. I was scared the entire time and never did that again. The situation with his friend only lasted about 2 months, then he left me. A few months later, my 5 year situation came back. It always seemed to be when I was either trying to focus on myself or talking to someone new that could have potentially been good for me, but I always messed it up to start back talking to him. We became sexually active, unprotected, around month 6 and still were periodically throughout 2017 to 2020. For a year after that, I abstained from intercourse, but then fell back into it a few weeks ago with him. I finally had enough after a bad argument and finding out about an older female who let him stay with her while messing with me. I know I have a strong soul tie with him and I've never been able to fully let go. I know he knows this considering I accepted him back over and over so easily, but I know I have to end it because I am completely 100% drained and he was just keeping me stuck. I know you always say we shouldn't even worry about guys or relationships under the age of 25, and you are 100% correct. I didn't know what I was doing, still don't, and I did nothing but add unnecessary pain to my life. I know all of this heartache could have been avoided, and these were my bad choices. I've never talked to my parents about anything I did, but I know God has graced me so much because I could have easily been pregnant, contracted a disease, or worse. Aside from all of this, I did graduate college in 2020 and have a full-time job. Thank you for all you do in helping us become better versions of ourselves and understanding the ways of grown boys slash men. Recently, I deleted social media for a while so I can truly focus, heal, and work on my self-love. I know if I want better, I have to be a better me. After reading this myself, I am ashamed to say the least. I would love to know your thoughts. I attached some pictures of me and also the guy I was dealing with since 2017. Well, I'll tell you, I'll tell you what now. Now, for y'all to get a picture, the young lady, she looked exactly stereotypical of what you would think a cheerleader and a dancer look. She's a black female and looked like kind of like a cartoon character. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. I mean that just, smooth, clear skin, thick eyebrows, full lips, little normal, little nose, normal little nose, the little round eyes, like when you drawing a character with the little oval shape like a football, like, not circle, but just a little oval shape. She got a little lashes on. She looked like she about my color. Maybe she probably, how color am I? I got the light in my face. She about my color, maybe a shade lighter. No, she could be a shade, yeah, about a shade lighter or 2 shades lighter. And I can't tell how tall she is. She wear little nails, but she don't wear the nasty nails. Them long nails women be wearing. She don't wear the nasty ones. She wear the short ones. Come by right there. And they kind of squared off, not the super pointy ones. So it looked like she could wipe properly and she could type properly because they're not too long. Got a little dunks on. Just looked like a little innocent girl who looking for love. And I'll tell you the truth, it's so sad. Remind me a lot of my sister. Remind me a lot of my sister. A lot of my sister. And my sister had 3 kids from 3 different relationships. And just looking for love. My dad was in the home, same thing. My dad was in the home, but he didn't talk to her about girls. He was not emotionally available. Me being a man, what I see in this right here, it sounds like parents together 27 years, but it's a lot of skeletons in that closet. It's a lot of skeletons in that closet. Daddy got some stuff going on. That's why he's emotionally unavailable. I was talking to my son last night on the way back from the basketball game about sex, about masturbation, about girls, about dang-a-lang, just everything. Like how to present yourself as a man. I go down the list like, son, tuck the thing down, in your pants. Stop letting the thing sit up to the side and be showing through your shorts. That's inappropriate. You're in these pictures. Like I get that detail with my son. He like, Dad, it's awkward. But listen, everything got to be taught. Like, listen, don't walk around my house in no underwears. You 14 years old. You put you some clothes on. Hey, you should, like I talk to him about everything and all across all my mistakes I made with his mama, the mistakes his mama made with me, stuff she'll never tell him. I tell him so that he aware, so that he know. And you see what happened when we don't talk to our kids, when we don't tell our kids the truth. This young lady say her daddy ain't talked to her for weeks sometime, for days sometime, was not, and it's reason why your daddy couldn't talk to you is because he was ashamed. Something going on in his life. Now, typically, I would say it's some cheating, but because all of the men be so sensitive and always try to act like men is perfect, and we just why it couldn't be? Why does it have to be cheating? Why it couldn't be work stress? Work stress not gonna keep a dad from talking to his only daughter, his only child, his baby girl. This a girl now. This is different. A son, you trying to toughen him up or whatever, something like that. Like me and my son cried together last night. How a man gonna be with his daughter now? And so to me, something going on in your daddy life, and it could be anything. It ain't have to be cheating. It could have been anything, and so guess what? The woman, just like my sister, she used to love thugs, love the tough guys or whatever, love the older guys. And that's what this young lady did. So listen, oral, 14, 15, virginity, lost virginity at 16, 6 guys by 12th grade. This is more common than we realize. I know it's especially when you have options. This young lady, because she dance and cheer, that means she's going to have a whole list of options. It's a lot of women who, it's kind of like, if 50 guys shoot they shot or 100 guys shoot they shot and a woman sleep with 5 guys, it's different than a woman who only 5 guys shot they shot and she slept with all 5. You see what I mean? So it's also depend on how much you getting approached, how many options you got. And so this young lady here, she hurting at home, she lost. Her dad ain't really talking to her like that, not teaching her about the boys. Had dad been dad, had dad taught her the ropes, had dad gave her the game, then these boys would have looked like boys. But these boys look like men. And like she say, it was guys who, tough guys, the athletes, the bad boys, all this right here. And then what happens is, now, you got a little desperate. You only moved away 2 hours for college. And you got a little desperate. It's because you looking at yourself and you saying, hey, I'm a pretty woman. I'm a pretty young lady. I should have a boyfriend. I should have somebody. I should be treated right. I should be able to have these cute Instagram posts, go on little cute dates. Why don't I have that? So you going in and you playing wifey and you giving your body, trying to hook a man with your body. You trying to give him everything and you trying to do everything because you trying to prove your worth because you want to get chosen like your mama got chosen. But you don't understand what your mama going through. You don't understand what your mama done put up with. You don't understand what your mama dealing with and why your mama and your dad only had you. That could also play something into their relationship, why they only had you. Most people, especially black people, don't just have one child. So only child, that could mean something. Whether it was health issues, whether your mama couldn't have another child, whether your daddy didn't want another child because of their relationship wasn't strong enough. Like, you kind of got to go sit down and talk to your parents. You say you ain't talk to your parents about nothing that you did and nothing you going through. That's the absolute worst thing you could do. Like, you at the age right now to where your daddy will actually talk to you. He really ain't talked to you in high school because he saw you as his baby. He saw you as innocent. So he didn't want to talk to you about these men gonna want to long stroke you because that's disgusting. He don't want to talk about his daughter's vagina. He don't want to talk about his baby girl getting penetrated. That's not what he want to talk about. So he avoided that at all costs. But now you 23, now he'll go ahead and give you the game. When you tell him what you done been through, now you might get cussed out now. He might get a little Dr. Evan on you now. You might have to deal with Dr. Evan a little bit. So be ready for that, but you need that smoke. You need to hear all of it. You need your daddy, who you come from, to give you that real love. Don't just come to me and talk to me, because you need to hear it from him, somebody who love you, to give you the game. And tell your mama too. And I'm going to tell you, now, if you let the man in the dark tell you, he going to tell you, oh, you done slept with X amount of men, sound like I counted 11, but it could have been some other thrown in there. But you done slept with X amount of men, so you can't be abstinent. That's what they'll tell you. No, you need to be abstinent. God has graced you to this point, and he done brought you this far so that you could get here. So that you could get here, and so that you could learn your worth, so that you could find your worth, so that you could have a father outside of a father, so you could have brother figure, father figure, and so that you could learn your worth, so you could see a support group of strong, smart women trying to learn and grow like you. I just read the other day on Bible study I had yesterday with my daddy in the book of Timothy, and it was talking about women always seeking new knowledge but never getting the lesson. I was like, wow. I say, my goodness. Listen, get these lessons. Get these lessons. Keep your legs closed. I'm going to tell you. Keep your legs closed. Keep your past to your past. Keep your past in your past. One thing I'm going to tell you, these young boys you dealing with, you need to listen and stop seeking love. You graduated in 2020. You 23 years old. Stop seeking love. You got you a job. Focus on your job. Start working on your company. You got your little sweater on here with something on there. Thou shalt something not try me 24/7. You need to create your own little line like that. You probably ordered it online somewhere, because I done heard that before. But you need to create your own little line like that. That same little sweater. You could be making sweaters like that with little slogans on it, and start building your little business on the side of your career. Start building your little business on the side. And now you wear the part down the middle with long straight hair and with the gel down edges. You could go for 13 years old. Easy. You 23, this picture here could go for 13. Now the one in the gray sweater, that could look 16. So what I'm saying is, you got time. The one with your hair up, your natural hair up in this right here in the poof up there, the natural hair, that's more your look. That's your look right there. That's the look you want to go with, because that's going to attract the husband. This here with the hair all long and straight like that right there. Now, I don't feel like this poof, this right here with that poof, I don't feel like that's enough hair to become this right here. So this right here feel like some weave. So unless you got a different kind of straightening comb, but that poof up there just don't not. Now it's a nice size now, but that don't look like it's enough hair to become all that right there now. So listen, leave that weave out your hair. Leave that weave out your hair. Cause that weave, if that's weave, that's weave. That's weave. Cause that poof ain't scratching to that. And now your hair, and now is them edges real? Because on your ponytail, I don't see them edges like that. Nah, I see you got edges, but you ain't gel them down with the little poof. But see, I'm gonna tell you, your husband, he gonna like you with your natural hair, cause you got enough hair. If you didn't have enough hair, and you like, I ain't got enough hair to do nothing with, I can't do nothing. I got a ponytail like this big, cause I used to go to school with girls who ponytail would be that big, and so it's like, okay, I get it, I understand it. You cannot get nothing in that ponytail. You want you some weed, get you some weed. You got enough hair to wear your hair. Wear your hair. And you got your little lashes. Your lashes look like a classic. Do not go thicker than that. You already got full lips. You already got your, cheekbone or whatever. Now, you in shape. You was in shape. You cheered, you danced. I'm going to tell you, keep working out. That metabolism going to slow down now. That metabolism, do not get comfortable with your little flat stomach. That metabolism going to slow down. So brain, brand, body. You keep working on you. And I'm going to tell you, never, ever, ever. The boy you sent me this picture of this 5 year, this is a lane. This is a lane. Never, ever, ever in your life talk to a man that look like this again. Now, the guys who look the opposite, they still could be a hot mess too. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what this guy look like, what she sent me. He about my color. He got straight smile, He got straight teeth. He got the locks. He got locks that come to right here. He got locks, little twist. And at the end of the tip, they got blonde. And he got them laid down, and he got a hat on like this, a fitted hat, so for his Atlanta. And then he fit in this whole picture rather easy. So to me, he looked like he can't be more than, in the picture, he looked 5'6" to 5'8". But he could be taller in just the picture. And he taking the picture. He got tattoo right here. He got tattoo down the forearm. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have tattoo. See, I got this tattoo right there, my mama name. And this right here, a little cross I got. And I got a tattoo right here. That's a scroll with a scripture on it. And I got a tattoo right here, my wife's name. And I got a tattoo across my stomach that used to be my ex-girlfriend's name. But now it's covered up with a Black Panther. With a panther, not like a Black Panther, but with a panther. So those my tattoos. Now, I'm going to tell you, anytime a man go to getting tattoos down the arm, he got a higher pain tolerance. He want his tattoo to be seen. It still could be covered up with a long sleeve shirt. You're going to have more problems out of these. Men who go to getting tattoos down here, you're going to have more problems out of them. I got a lot of homeboys with tattoos, and all I'm going to tell you, they're a handful. There's a handful now. We're a handful too, because anybody who get a tattoo is slightly off because it's painful. So all us with tattoos, I got tattoos, I ain't judging, but we slightly off. Now you, sister, I don't see no tattoos on you. Keep it like that. You might have something hidden or whatever, but I don't see none on your arm, none on your thighs, none on your leg, none on your feet. And see, your toes ain't got no corns on them. You ain't got no corns on your toes. So the Lord to preserve you, to be cheering and dancing, and your toes, because you got these sandals on, and your toes ain't all corned up. The Lord love you for you to, have experimented a little bit, lived a little bit, and not caught a disease. A lot of people catch disease. The Lord is trying to spare you. So listen, you keep doing what you've been doing, and you're gonna end up pregnant from a deadbeat. You're gonna end up with a disease. So you better accept this grace and change your life. And this man right here, you got to cut him off. Cause see, listen, he's a lame. I could tell you a lame because he playing a role. So let me tell y'all what this kind of guy is. This is a guy who would be called a pretty boy. If he had a low cut like mine, and he got it waved up, get it 360, he will get bullied. He will get picked on. And the reason why I can recognize it, because I went through the same thing. Because as black men, there's a look that they want. And I hate to be this real. I got to be this real. But as a black man, y'all know they used to call us monkeys. They used to call us apes. So the men whose face look more like an ape, more like the literal animal, the closer a man look to the animal that they call us, the more feared he is. The less a man's face look like the animal they call us, the less feared he is. That right there is a true. That's a true bond that it's hard to say, it's hard to talk about. And I'm gonna be honest with you. But it's if our features are more different, if our features are different, like if our nose isn't as wide, if we not as dark, if we not as, just features like, so you notice that if they see a man who has dark skin, like get closer to this shirt, dark skin, wide nose, full lips, they fear that man. They fear that man. Because they're like, oh, he looks scary. But now if they see a guy who he got a thinner nose, maybe thinner lips, he got lighter skin. That's why they call light-skinned men soft. They pick on light-skinned men. And they say light-skinned men soft, dark-skinned men tough. Dark-skinned men say, man, you acting light-skinned, man, you doing light-skinned stuff. And it's a connotation that if you light-skinned as a man, that you soft. If you dark-skinned as a man, oh, you tough. So literally men fear darker men. That is why dark men was enslaved, because it's something about melanin that scare people. It's something about melanin that scare people. And so this guy right here, he like my color. It's not dark enough to be feared. Now, to a white person, yeah. But to a black people, no. He don't look mean enough. He don't look strong-faced enough. He don't look strong enough. These are stereotypes that affect our life. This real stuff I'm talking about here. Now, if you look like what I'm describing, it's offensive because you can't see yourself. And so you take offense like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, but if you really step outside of yourself and you get out your feelings, you're going to realize that this stuff true. And it's unfortunate. So this guy here, I could tell he got picked on growing up in elementary and middle school, and that's why he got locks, which we call dreads. I call them locks because people with dreads is PC culture. Everybody, you got to be political. Dread stand for is short for dreadful. Tony, so these are locks. Listen, where I'm from, we call it dreads. Okay, I know y'all want to be holy and righteous. We call it dreads. I understand y'all call it locks, so that's why I've been saying locks, just out of respect. But that is a scary look for us. That's why when we was growing up, I had dreads. My homeboys had dreads. Everybody from where I was went through dreads at a certain point, if they had to grow, got dreads because dreads meant you tough. Dreads meant you strong. Like locks represent strength. When we think locks, you think Samson. And so that's why so many men, that's why you see a lot of men get locks, because it represents strength. It represents going my own way. It represents doing my own thing. It represents also a rebellion from the white race. It represents a revolt, because you got to realize when you go into certain companies, they strip you of those things. Like certain schools won't let girls or boys have locks. I saw the post about the attorney who just, or the lawyer or judge or somebody got sworn in, and he refused to cut his locks. And so I think he wasn't gonna be sworn in or something like that. Like he was supposed to cut his locks, but then it got overruled. So if you notice, in a lot of areas they strip you of your strength. So some people, and it's always a duality. So some people wear their locks for strength and for their identity, and say, this is my natural hair, this is what my hair does, my hair locks up, and I'm wearing it for locks. At the same time, some people wear it for rebellion, and some men wear it to look tough. This guy wearing it to look tough, and that's why he got these tattoos, and tattoos look terrible. So what the tattoos let me know is he really is not built for the pain that come with a tattoo, but he just went and got it scribbled on real quick. He ain't get it colored in. He just got the outline, because he like, man, I can't take the pain. Hurry up, hurry up. I'm trying to look tough. Hurry up. I'm trying to look tough. Hurry up. That's what he did. That he ain't want that tattoo. And listen, that's why I stopped getting tattooed, because I'm like, man, it's the hurt. This don't even make no sense. Like, what in the world are these tattoos for? You know what tattoos for? To look tough. That's why men get tattoos. I don't know why women get them, but as men get tattooed to look tough. Unless a man is an artist and he love art, like a music artist, or he's the tattoo artist, he's the painter, he's the drawer. If a man don't have a genuine love for art, he getting tattooed to look cool or to look tough. Point blank period. All right, let's just be real, all the way real about it. And I don't know why women get it. Maybe to look cool, maybe to look sexy, maybe to whatever. But we got to be real about this stuff and stop being offensive. We got to be. I just did an interview the other day with a therapist. He said, Tony, you very self-aware. I know, because I stopped lying to myself. When you stop lying to yourself, that's when you're going to grow. So, sister, you operating out of daddy wounds. You got daddy wounds, and that's why you doing what you're doing. You looking for a man to replace your daddy. You looking for a man that you could talk to, that you could be vulnerable with, that you could open up and listen. You don't need that. Go talk to your daddy. Get some lessons. Get the game from your daddy and say, listen, Dad, I done made a lot of mistakes. I have failed a lot in relationships, and it's because I don't know what I'm doing. And you have not taught me anything about men. And, you know, he might get defensive. He might get upset. He might cry. He might apologize. You don't know how your daddy gonna handle it. And talk to your mama. And I'm going to tell you, keep your legs closed. Because, see, this is the thing. And this is another unfortunate truth. And as I try to tell y'all, like, a lot of times these guys out here that's on these toxic channels, they don't necessarily be telling lies. They just don't put it in context and they don't fully explain it. So, okay, this is another young lady who looked like Penny Proud. Look like Penny Proud. That's why when I say cartoon character, I mean derogatory. I mean, like, when you make a cartoon character, you try to make the cartoon character look friendly, you know, because you want kids to accept it. You want kids to love it. You want representation. And so she looked like Penny Proud in the real life of like a Kyla Pratt. So she looked like the type of young lady that you would want your son to bring home. Now, especially with her natural hair. Now, with them gel down edges, excuse me. Now, why you did them baby hairs like that? That couldn't just go back into the rest of it. Why you want to have way down there on your forehead like that? Now that's what I'm gonna be asking my son girlfriend when she come over here with the hair down like that. Oh, okay. So what happened when that gel turned white and go to flaking? Oh, okay. And I'm gonna ask some questions now. I said, your dad is so mean. He's asking me about this. Listen, I just questioning what's going on now. Cause that's a lot of baby hair. So now listen, but even then, she looked like she'll be asking your son for a Louis Vuitton purse with the gel down edges. But with the natural hair, she looked like she working hard and she appreciate a gift, but she ain't no pick me. She ain't got a hand out. And that's what a lot of women don't understand is that when a man see you 23, you too young to be dating anyways. And so you're not gonna meet a man. You're gonna meet boys. That's why you need to focus on you, get your money up, get your career up, keep loving yourself, keep working on you. Now, when you meet a man want a woman to look as close as possible to how she go to sleep and how she wake up. So that way he know that when he all the way in a relationship with her, he's still gonna be attracted to her. Cause now if them baby hairs gel down and then them baby hairs that gel wear out and then them baby hairs sticking up and you look like Albert Einstein, that's a whole nother look that the man got to get used to. That's a whole nother look. You wake up and he look up and you look like you stuck your hand in a socket because that gel done loosen. It got to have real love. You got to have real love. So I want you to understand that enhance your natural beauty. Enhance your natural beauty. And what women have to realize is like when you meet a man, you meeting us without lashes. You meeting us without makeup. You meeting us without lipstick. You meeting us for our natural dry skin, our bad hairline. You meeting us in our bare essence. As men, we don't get to, so you getting to fall in love with who we are as a man, how we look as a man now, unless he got that weave unit on now. He got that man unit, because some men got that man unit on. For those y'all don't know what the man unit is, it's a man who bald. They put that glue on there and they'll slap some hair on there. And it's men doing that. But now think about that. Think about if you meet a man and he got a man unit on and y'all go to getting tangled up in that bedroom and you go to, yes, and that hair come off and and it glue strands coming up off that hair and it just head up there, you're going to be thrown off. So that's what I try to tell women. Like sometimes women come to me and they be like, Tony, everything was going great and we were just all so great and then it just flipped. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, did you have to get your hair done? Did you have to take weave out or take lashes off or anything like that? Yeah, I did. I went like, 2 weeks just trying to let my hair, take a rest. I say that's when stuff switched up. Cause see, that's the thing. If you go from looking like Janet Jackson to looking like Freddie Jackson, that's not who he approached. He approached Janet, not Freddie or Tito. He approached Janet. So now he looking at Tito Jackson or Freddie Jackson, and he approached Janet Jackson. Oh, got to go. This is a whole nother person. Got to go, sister. Check, please. And you can't blame nobody for that. That's why I say enhance you. Do not put on somebody else's face. Do not put on somebody else's face. Now, this young lady ain't doing it, but this is just a lesson for everybody. She just went in a different little house style. It's not too unrealistic. Ironically, though, it's crazy that she actually prettier with her actual hair pushed up, no gel, and just got the little frizzy poof up there. And prettier there than with the hair sprayed and laid down and with the city girl hairstyle. That's what I try to get women to understand. Like, if you want a man, you got to understand what your husband is attracted to. Don't just dress up for other women and do stuff because other women doing it. Like, get to understand what your husband looking for, because if you wearing the city girl hairstyle, your husband will walk right past you because he not looking for a city girl. He looking for hometown girl. He looking for the girl next door because he want her to also be a representation for his daughter. You see what I'm saying? And so you got to understand that. So enhance you. It's all right to switch it up, but make sure it's you. That's your personality. And so now listen, I'm going to tell you this. Keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. Don't listen to what none of these men talking about. Oh, you done already slept with a man. You ain't no virgin. What you talking about? What you talking about? You celibate. Listen, keep your legs closed, because you need time to heal. You need time to learn. You need time to grow. The other thing that I said that I cut myself off is, do not tell a man how many men you done slept with. You're only going to meet boys. And so these boys are going to ask you, so how many men you done been with? That will be used against you for the rest of your life. And so, and listen, as a woman, it is okay to be slick out the mouth. It's okay to be slick out the mouth. Do not sit down with no man and go to spilling all your beans like he the detective and you on first 48. It is okay to tell a man, how many women have you been with? It's okay to say that to him. And then he say, I asked you first. I asked you second. I asked you first. I asked you second. Well, if you want to know the truth, I only been with. Now, if he say 100 women, then you don't know whether it could be 300. Me, my number was 5. Even though I was far beyond 5, my number was 5. Because I ain't want to look nasty. I didn't want to look nasty. And this as a man, where it's promoted that men sleep around. It's promoted that men have a lot of women. It's promoted. And I was at 5 now. I said 5. I asked my wife, and I really want to know. I was a grown boy, though. That's a question that a grown boy asked. And she said 1. And we talked about it, and I drilled on it and just kept on asking, because that's what we did at that young age. And my homeboys used to come to me and like, man, I had to know, man. I had to ask her, man. And she hate that question. And she got so bad with me, but man, I had to know, man. I ain't want to be with no woman that done been with 10 guys. And for a lot of guys, and my number 2 was like 5. Like, what we would do is look at a woman, and this is the game that's played. Is it fair? No. Is it right? No. Is it real? Yes. So this is one thing that I know women don't like, is the test and the games. And y'all say, oh, a real man ain't gonna do that. Oh, and this right here, listen, the odds of you meeting a real man is slim to none. You 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna meet a grown boy with real man potential. And so you got to know how to protect yourself as he growing into that real man. A real ready man, already prepared, that's going to be a slim to none, just because of society reinforces grown boyism, grown boy behavior. Society reinforces it. Look at, we got the grown boy sitting in the dark giving all this horrible advice to men, horrible advice to women, in his 40s or 50s, giving horrible advice and going viral, and then got a bunch of minions up under it. Got a whole bunch of minions. And some of these minions got 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 followers, giving horrible advice. So what is the odds of you meeting a real and ready man? It's going to be slim to none. Like, you're going to have to meet somebody who is in process, just like you in process, but making progress just like you making progress. So just like he got to know how to protect himself, you got to know how to protect yourself. So never tell a man how many men you done slept with. Never tell a man. And you ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie, but you could say, listen, I don't want to know about your past. I'm not asking you about your past because I want to get to know you for you. Get to know me for me. And you'll be able to tell how many men I slept with by how long it take you to sleep with me. Anything in that realm that you want to say to him, that's what you could say. But the thing about it is, you got to remember, in the court of law, what's your Miranda right? That's why I told y'all your Tony right that I made up. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of love. You tell a man you done slept with 11, 12, 13, 14 men at the age of 23, you're going to get judged. You're going to get judged. Ain't nobody said that they not going to judge you except for Neo and Jamie Foxx. And both of them look like they nasty. Both of them look like they like to get down. They songs tell you that too. So they probably really don't care about how many men a woman has slept with. But your everyday, average, typical man that you meet who don't have the luxury of, not the luxury, because it ain't really a love, that's disgusting, but who don't do orgies and sex parties and all of that stuff right there like them celebrities and them multi-millionaires do, that stuff that they into, these men gonna be jealous. These men gonna be territorial. These men gonna be nosy. They're gonna be insecure. And so if you feed into that, that's what's gonna grow. If you cut that off, that's for one, that's none of your business. If I slept with 1 million, or if I slept with one, you have to get to know me for me. Now, you ain't gonna say it in my accent and my tone and how I say it, but you got to put that in your own words. And you know what a man gonna do? A man gonna respect that. He gonna say, man, okay. Man, so this woman ain't scared to talk to me. So this woman ain't scared to express herself. So this woman ain't scared to say like what she feeling like without being rude, without being nasty, but she ain't scared to stand her ground. See, the thing about it with women like yourself, you're a young woman, but it's older women that just like you, is y'all go in with the mentality of what can I do for you instead of what can you do for me. It got to be mutual. It can't just be, oh, let me serve you. It got to be, okay, well, who are you too? You know, you got to come in like you know what you bring, but you also need to make sure he know what he bring, and that what he's bringing, that's what you okay with. You don't have to ask the question, what do you bring to the table? Just like you don't want no man asking you, what do you bring to the table? But y'all need to get to know that about each other. And so majority of the men you meet, they're going to be the throwback men. What you throw back, just like when you go fishing. You rarely get to keep what you catch. It's just stuff out of season. A lot of men you meet is not going to be a good catch. It's going to be throwback. They out of season. Throw them on back. And so you got to get used to that. And that's why you can't just go around telling all your business. How many men you done slept with. How many things you done sucked on. How many times you done did this. How many times. Everything, all the past got to be the past that's in a sealed record. The man got to get to know you for who you are today. And you've grown, you've learned, you've healed, you've changed. He got to get to know you for who you are today, not who you were when you was lost, when you was confused, when you was broken, and vice versa. You got to give him the same grace. Get to know him for who he is today. So listen to me. Stop dating. If you start dating, keep your legs closed. Never sleep with a man inside of 6 months. Never sleep with a man inside of 6 months. And when I say inside of 6 months, I don't mean 6 months of knowing him. I mean 6 months of having talked to him on average 1 hour a day. What's 3 times 6? 18. So 30 times 6 is 180. Is that right? So you need to have talked to this man 180 hours. Listen, ladies, please do not get no journal and be counting the hours. Because that's what y'all will do. I got to realize, I got to explain stuff. Listen, because y'all will be surprised how many women will get a journal and be counting the hours. Okay, Tony said 180 hours. Oh, we hit 180 hours. Okay, here you go. Ooh, spread eagle. Listen, no. This ain't no game. This ain't no science. What I'm saying is you need to make sure you have put in the time to get to know this man. So you could feel his energies. You could hear his dreams. You could hear his thoughts. You could see his motives. You could see his plans for you. He done already asked you by the 3-month mark, will you be my girlfriend? All of that kind of stuff is what you need to see. Then if you bent on sleeping with somebody because y'all say waiting until marriage is not realistic, if you been on fornication and you want to fornicate and risk your body, risk your life, then you go right ahead. But I'm just telling you, because I can't make you do nothing, and I don't want to be beating you across the head with the Bible. But you at least need to have some safe in there, okay? You need to have some standards about this. So never inside of 6 months. And I'm not talking about 6 months of talking every other day, talking once a week, twice a week, 6 months of y'all talk 3 months and was off a month and then talk 2 months. No, 6 straight months, exclusive relationship, at least by the 3-month mark, boyfriend, girlfriend, talking every day and going on a date every week. Oh, what if he long distance? Then you can't sleep with him. Don't sleep with him when you see him then. Even if it passes, you need to talk on the phone every single day for, on average, an hour a day. If y'all too busy, you too busy to be dating. Love is a requirement. Love take time. You got to build. You got to get to know each other. If you ain't got an hour, you ain't got time to date. Stop dating. And a date every week, because you need to be in person too. That in person. Not in your place, not at his place, not in the car, not in the back seat. It need to be out in the public. It ain't got to spend no money. Y'all can walk around and window shop, people watch, or what have you. But it need to be out in the public. It need to be a date, a minimum of 2 hours. And it need to be at least once a week. And talking every day. You cannot be missing days when you trying to build with somebody. If you missing days, y'all got too much going on, or somebody got something funny going on, some funny business going on, you need to go on about your business. Hey, this Tony Gas. I'm tired. I've been running my mouth too much. I'm about to pass out. Need to go drink one of these chocolate milks, chocolate shakes in here, get my little energy. Hey, God bless you. I know I'm probably leaving some more out, and I probably could break this thing on down a little more. But I'm going to tell you what. Oh, Lord. You know what I forgot to address. Sister, you dealt with his homeboy. You dealt with his homeboy. 3 unprotected sexual partners in that time, or the 4 people you slept with when y'all was off 2018 to 2019. One was with his homeboy. I let him drive his car to meet his plug. Listen, I used to drive my wife meet my plug. Listen, for one, that's another lane. Anybody sell drugs is a lane. The streets dried up. People selling drugs today, doing scam today, they're lames. They're lames. They're lames. A man need to have a real job. He need to have a real grind. He need to be legal. Anybody doing something illegal, PPP, selling drugs, scamming, anything, he is a lame. Run as fast as you can. Do not talk to lames. I used to be a lame. I know what it looked like and feel like to be a lame. I used to be a lame. You got to get as far as you can away from a lame. Trust me. If a man doing something illegal, he is a lame. That is not a man you don't want to be nowhere near that. Trust me. I used to be that. You do not want to be near that. Listen, sister, and to every woman out there, don't ever in your life again degrade yourself trying to get revenge at a man. You went and slept with this man homeboy. For one, that show you that I want men to know you can't trust your homeboys. You cannot trust your homeboys. I done learned this over and over and over again. You see what these women putting up with men, what we put women through, and then men always talking about bros before. You can't trust your homeboys. When I was in college, my homeboy that I practiced every single day with slept with my girlfriend because she was loose booty. And it wasn't really like a girlfriend, it was just somebody I was talking to and then just kept talking to her, and because I could use her car and get money from her. And she was a white female, slept with 4 of my teammates, black males. And them guys never told me, it at least give me a heads up and let me know what the woman doing. They had me out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool. You know why? Because they were jealous of me. because I had more women than them, because I was juggling women, because I had a nice car, had 20-inch rims that was spinning, had spinning rims. So they jealousy and envy of me made them want what I had, and they'll just go get them a little piece and wouldn't even tell me. You can't trust your homeboys. Y'all out here swearing by your homeboy and then spitting in a woman's face. And then guess what, sister? Can't trust no woman either. And what I mean by that is you got to know who you know. But we can't have no blanket thing of, oh, I trust this man, oh, I trust all men, oh, I trust. You got to get to know a person. So now you didn't cheat on him, y'all was off, but you went and dealt with his homeboy and you did it to get back at him. You did it to be nasty. So, and then your homeboy dealt with you 2 months and then cut you off. You know why the homeboy did it? The homeboy did it just to prove to himself that these EOs ain't loyal. Like Chris Brown said, EOs ain't loyal. And that's why he did it. And that's why he cut you off, because for one, a man know he could lose his life sleeping with his homeboy girl. Sleeping with a young lady that his homeboy done slept with. A man know he could lose his life. And so and even if it's just a little fly-by-night woman, most men who heterosexual men let their homeboys know this woman off limits. Even though I don't treat her right, even though I don't do her right, even though I sleep with her every now and then, she off limits. And then some men who want the praise and the approval of men, they'll give their woman up. Hey, you can sleep with this girl. Hey, you sleep with this girl. Hey, some guys say they little jump offs or whatever is for all their homeboys. And that's weird too. That's very weird, because y'all just had a concoction or petri dish of bacteria. And so this is what you have to realize. Sis, don't ever in your life do that again. And this man ain't going nowhere. He gonna keep coming back, because you try to help him out. You try to be there. You got supportive parents. You got a job. So let me tell y'all what this like. She like Nunu from ATL, the movie ATL. She like Nunu. Like that right there. Come from a good family, 2-parent home, could get access to some money. And then the bad boy want to come over and get him a little help, little support. And I'm going to tell you now, the boy you sent me to, you also could do better than that. Because his nose turned up in the air too much. His nose sit up too high. You can have your man with nose a little more down. But I can see his tonsils or whatever is up there, up that nose. You could do better than that. You can have your man nose a little more level plane, his nose like this right here. You could do better than that. You can do better than that. That feature right there, you know, it got him throwed a little bit. And so he really supposed to be, but see, because he was the QB and he 3 years younger than you, you thought he was that man. You thought he was all that. So you like, oh, I got a guy from the hometown. He was that man. He not that man no more. He got arrested for weed and all that. He looked lame. He trying to act tough. I was this exact guy. That's how I could see it. I was in college playing football and selling weed out the dorm room. I never got arrested. So that let me know he dumb. I never got arrested. So now he young, he dumb, and full of rum. And so listen, sister, you got to change what you like. You watching me and you hearing what my mindset at, and this got a complete opposite of what guys like me represent. So if you 23, you got to be looking and preparing for a younger man, for a man who around your age, who might be, you know, when you get 25 is when you could be open to dating. A man 25 to 28, you really don't want to go more than 3 years older than you. 25 to 28, of course, yeah, it could be more, but ideally, no more than 3 years older than you. But you want a man who he presenting himself in a way that he could go in different rooms. Not a guy who his look just fit in the hood. Not a guy his look is just for a rap music video. You want a guy who, even if he got locks or whatever, is still done in a way that he could be like that lawyer or that judge that got his locks, you know, still presentable. This guy trying to look like a broke rapper out of Atlanta trying to make it. That's not what you want. That's not your look. You not like that. So stop trying to be the dope boy girlfriend and go ahead and be the engineer girlfriend. Go ahead and be the software developer girlfriend. Go ahead and be, the hard-working man, legal job working man girlfriend. He could work in the warehouse, but he got character. You need somebody with character. Ladies, stop looking for the tough guy, because any guy that look tough to you is soft. Point blank period. The toughest men, you'll never suspect it. The toughest men look the softest. The toughest men look the softest. The guys who look all and trying to look all tough be scared. That's why they trying to look tough, because they scared. I'm a man. I'm here to tell you. I was that guy. Dreads, gold teeth, all the glistening jewelry, all of that, trying to look tough. Now I'm actually tough. Now I'm actually a real man. But when I thought I looked like a real man, I was soft as cotton candy and hot sun. And that's what you got to realize. Hey, this Tony Gaston. God bless you, Lord willing. I have these videos up. Y'all will be watching these today. God bless you. We'll talk soon.